Can you?
Real spill from in right here.
Real spill. I'm
Real
real
spill.
spill.
If we get some, hey, hold on.
Okay, real spill. That's what I'm talking about.
It's called, man. It's your boy Chef the Barber, and I'm the chef studio cook. Fuck with real spill podcast. On the real side. On that.
Break a bitch and make her sell her pussy. Nigga, this your girlfriend. If that bitch decided to AWOL right now, your whole world in. I catch a bitch.
Welcome, everybody, to the Real Spill podcast. We are back with another dope episode. And to the left of me, which could be my right or y'all right, is the intelligent, the the very conversationalist, the master of communication.
Man, I be trying. I be trying.
My homegirl twin KT, man. How you doing, baby?
Man, we good. We good. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. I'm alive. We got another chance at it. You know, that's what's important right there. Waking up with another day to, make a play. Um,
That's what
but
we do for.
yeah. So we got a lot of things came out yesterday with concerning this little Durk trial. Everybody was waiting on it too. The OTF Jam. Everybody was waiting on what he was gonna say when he hit the stand. Yesterday the prosecution they had them set up, and they did their question and their examination first. So, what you think about it?
Um, I think it was pretty good. I feel like they laid down the groundwork of this person. He's being honest and transparent about who he is. He's telling you he's been a gang member since a child. He's telling you that he commits robberies. He's telling you that he's okay with unliving people. Like he's very open about it. So it's gonna be kind of hard to paint him. I won't say it's gonna be hard, but I will say it will be challenging to paint him as a liar because it's kind of like if I'm in a jury perspective, I'm like, well, if he's okay with admitting to all of these other things, like what is the motive of him lying? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
So
I'll
what
say
did what?
good.
Let's get into it because he did say a lot. He opened up about a lot about his past, concerning how he got involved with the gangs. What did he do? How did he get initiated? Because he said he got blessed in. He rose through the rankings of, and he got to the ranking of a minister. That
Yes.
I'm sure that's a high position within that gang. He had some authority, and he said how he got his respect, by being a shooter.
Yeah.
He also admitted to a robbery and a homicide, um, when he was at
Yeah.
the age of 17. He also admitted to shooting into a car that rolled past, a car that shot one of the older guys when he was 12. Somebody
Yeah.
rolled down the street shooting a paintball gun, hit one of the guys in the face, and the guy said, when they car ride past here again, light it up. He said that's what they did when the car rolled past again. So he is admitting to a lot of things that he was involved in, and
And I will say this, I do find that initially when Jam made the statement of I did not want to do this. I was just following orders. That's essentially what he was saying. I didn't want to, but this is protocol. At first, I was like, well, that's At first, my thought was, well, that's dumb because you didn't rob. You admitted that you did armed robberies with a gun over 100 times. You've told us how you unalive people, and that's how you got your respect, and you're proud of that. So why now are you saying now like, oh well, I didn't want to do that? But now that you're saying that, it kind of prosecution threw up the alley oop because remember he said the three rules. He was like the three rules of BD. It was sacrifice life for the nation's cause, abide by leader orders, be and salute. Them is the rules of BD. Then he
Yeah.
goes on to explain when they were like, 2010, did you participate in that robbery? He was like, yeah, I was told to kill him because he was a witness. So I pulled a gun to his head and I pulled the trigger. Like, so you've always abided by the orders. Like you've already set this pretense that I'm in this gang. I'm just doing whatever I'm told to do. So I'm not acting on my own will. I'm acting on the behalf of somebody else. Because look at the track history of why I went to jail, why I was robbing people. It was always me doing what
What
was
other people said, what was
exact
requested, and
exactly. So yeah,
so
that's a hell of a yeah.
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 So he's saying that he grew a conscience in that moment um, when he found out what the mission was. Is that what he
Yeah.
said?
And even then, that's why it's like with Steel, because at first I was like, oh yeah, Mariah Steele's gonna eat him up with this. Oh, now you have a conscience. But it's like now that I'm listening, it's like, well, it's not even about if he had a conscience or not. This is a behavior that he's been accustomed to since a child. So what? So now you're telling me this whole time he's acted under somebody else's accord. He just told you the rules of the gang, follow the leaders. So now, Brian, we can't paint the picture that well he did this on his own free will. I don't think that's gonna I don't know. I don't think that's a good argument. I hope
Yeah,
it's not an argument.
I don't think that's going to be his his angle because like they trying to portray that Vonnie was the one giving all the instructions and playing the major parts, planning this whole thing. That's the defense strategy. So him following orders. That's why I think the prosecution had to establish who Vonnie was to him because they did ask him, did he know Vonnie? He said no. And they asked, would he take orders from Vonnie? And he said, Vonnie's a nobody. So they had to establish that
Yeah.
because if they don't establish that, that that really gives,
It kills the mastermind theory.
yeah, it does. And it's still, and then they also threw in that he heard Dirk on the phone saying, I'm here. Um, and then it was another phone call, FaceTime phone call to Dirk and Deep from Didi saying these are the Navy SEALs. And he said he saw him on the phone. These things are they're not they're not proven because they don't have a wiretap. They don't have anybody else confirming this unless, well, Vonnie couldn't even confirm the phone call. But I think Vonnie is going to be the most damaging one because he's more closer. He's there already. So
Yeah.
his testimony is going to be the one that sink or sail this ship.
Mm.
But back to OTF Jam, he just seemed like it seems like with the prosecution, what they trying to do is make sure that they view Vonnie as a nobody to OTF Jam. Make sure that they let the jury know that this wasn't his beef and he was doing it under the pretenses of cashing in because they did also say about the payment. They said, "Well, how did you know what was said about a bounty? Was anything said?" He said, "Yeah, it was a discussion amongst the group. Um, it was they was said. I think Dirk said something along the lines of whoever catch them gonna be straight."
See, okay, yes, but even then, when they asked him, like, okay, so what did you believe that to mean? Right then and there, like that is also interpretation because you're saying whoever catch him that means to kill. I mean, well, how do we know that?
Yeah,
Like what does that? How do we know that that's what he intended? And then he was like, uh, another thing. Duty Low, he was in the studio when this conversation was occurring. Why does your name keep popping up in all these situations? You're always in the mix. So I'm confused. So Duty Low's in there, and someone asked Dirk, like, I think that the phrase was half a ticket, meaning like half a mil. Um, do I get like, what is it, half a ticket? And Dirk kind of blows it off and is like, man, whatever, man. Like, you gonna be straight.
Right.
That to me isn't necessarily putting a bag on somebody's head. You know what I mean? I feel like
No.
we need a little bit more than that. I mean, to say, okay, whoever gets them, or catches them, that could mean a fight. I could say, no, I was saying whoever beats them up. Why are we jumping to murder?
Or whoever catch them. Like I caught him. Like a
He right
football,
here.
baseball. It could mean an array of things, a
Yeah.
plethora of
I
things.
caught him. I caught him. He right here at the store. I'm dropping his location. That could be catching him. So I think that was a little bit of a I
A
think that's a little
reach.
bit of a stretch, yeah, on that
They
one.
reaching. They reaching. Yeah, so it's and I think Dirk's legal team is witty enough to just rip through that whole testimony. It's too many. It's too many things left open. They left too many openings for the defense to discredit all of that shit.
Yeah.
So I,
And
but
I will also say this. What I found really interesting was when he was saying how the comments about not sliding for Vaughn really bothered Dirk. And like I really wish that, like, I know that kind of goes over people's head because it sounds so surface level, but in reality, you have a millionaire, a multi-millionaire who gives a fuck about what troll pages are saying about him, not his peers. Other rappers weren't saying this. This is niggas in the chats and the trolls. You ain't slide for Vaughn. You didn't slide for Vaughn. That bothered you so much that you couldn't sleep, that you
no,
called a hit on somebody. Like
no way.
that kind of blew my mind to hear that shit. Like, dude, you're on a private jet, worried about what a fuck a troll page is telling you about your homeboy. That's crazy, bro. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it makes absolutely no sense when I know during that time Dirk deactivated his whole Instagram account for a while.
Yeah,
So it wasn't that he was seeing any comments because he wasn't on Instagram. His page wasn't even active. And they actually said some things that was really in favorable of Dirk because they were saying when he lost his cousin Newski that he went into a depression. And he was kind of the same way when he lost Vine. So when you in a depressed state like that, you're not feeding into comments on the internet. Because we all know that this could be some kid, some nobody in their mom's basement just typing on a keypad.
a
You
dude
know?
with no girlfriend and 8 cats.
Yeah. So you can't like that's the internet isn't the place of validation for a guy like him. So that to say that is to say he's weak minded, and I don't think nobody weak minded could get to his level of success. Because I'm
Yeah,
sure he had to deal with close and personal hate. To get to where he was at, he had to break down some real barriers. Because it's not like he had a head start in this shit. He had to get it from the mud. So to throw that internet theory out there is wildly ridiculous. But I think they're trying to establish a motive. Like this is what motivated him, and that's crazy.
well, I will say this though. I think that it is kind of a fair assessment because you built your reputation and your brand off of being a stepper or a boss. So I feel like, if you don't uphold that image, I feel like it might have put some pressure on him to be like, well, damn, like people are going to what will my fans think? The people that listen to my music for being this stepper or this boss, what are they thinking of? I don't think so much. Maybe it wasn't the troll pages. Maybe it was just like, damn, I don't want to disappoint my fans because that's how essentially I'm feeding my family, or I don't want niggas to look at me as less than a man. You got NBA YoungBoy trolling you, you got 6ix9ine trolling you, you got all these people kind of coming at you from different angles, and I think just the ego. I think the ego got hit. I mean, especially when you got a rat like 6ix9ine, taunting you and shit. I mean, that'll get to you, but like I said, at the same time, like that should be a wake up call to people that y'all's favorite rappers are just as insecure as you.
No, let's put this in proper perspective. Dirk is a quote unquote, well, is an alleged gangster, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
allegedly.
in his in that gangster culture, a rat word means nothing. So he wouldn't be affected by anything 6ix9ine said. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
he really paid attention to it until it came. Remember the fake Dirt Perkio
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
when 6ix9ine ran up on him like he was running up on Dirt. That's when he responded because now you're involving like innocent people who ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You out
And
here
you wouldn't
playing.
and you wouldn't step to nobody else like that.
Right, you wouldn't really step to me like that, nigga. You know her, and then in the song it said, "You got my low while you play with Perk." So you know where I'm at. Why you play with him?
Yeah.
So I don't think in that environment, a rat word don't matter. So he wouldn't even that wouldn't move him at all. Um, and
But on
also
the
like
internet,
so,
on the internet, a rap word is
well that
does though.
it's different. That's what I was leading into next. Like the internet doesn't mean anything. A troll page doesn't mean anything to a quote unquote gangster because we those are just typed words. You're not saying it to me, so why would I even acknowledge it? You don't. You only give life to the things that you acknowledge. So it's almost like if a lady say, "Don't call me a bitch," and I say, "Hey, bitch," and you turn around, should you answer to it, bitch? So your
Yeah.
name, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't want to be, you don't want if that's not your name. When you hear the word, you won't acknowledge it. You won't give it the validation.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think he understands. If I understand that, I'm sure he understands that. So I don't think these motives are correct. I don't think they accurate enough. It would to me, it would just be the pure loss of a best friend was just the motive. That's all you don't have to play into what people are saying, on the internet and what some failed square nigga trying to be a gangster and told on people had to say because those things won't move someone of his caliber.
Yeah.
He got a lot of haters out here. Like for example, King Yellow, Butter. These
Yeah,
people
King Yella be crazy, bro.
they got a special hate for that nigga. So he's
I mean,
not
but can
gonna.
you blame him though, Spill?
No, I
Can
don't
we
blame
really,
him.
yeah, like, I mean, I get it. I mean, King Yella, I mean, I kind of get it. I don't really know too much about his story if he was really just out here, but knowing that you friends with Duck, I could understand it.
Yeah, I totally get it. I know why. I know where that hate come from. So I get that. But to even me having a despise for an individual, I still have to like the man in me is gonna always be honest about the actions. It's
Yeah.
almost like the whole when they said the defense strategy is to put it back on Vonnie. They said that's snitching. He snitched. The streets fucked up. That's not snitching. That's just the trial strategy. So niggas is trying to create a negative stigma around Dirt because they already don't like him. So you can't ask a hater about somebody that they hate. They are always going to give you the narrative around what they feel,
Well,
especially
let me ask you this though. Could we say, could the argument just have been what Vonnie is saying is false, is not true? Why does it have to be Vonnie? What he's saying is not true, but also he is the mastermind. It's all his fault. It's all on him. Like I think that's kind of where the side eye from people is like kind of like, damn, Dirk, I don't think you had to go that far. We couldn't just discredit the nigga, basically saying he's lying, and then discredited him through the trial. Like we just coming out with the bang of it's all Vonnie's fault. Is that
Well,
not finger pointing to you?
well, I mean, figuratively, yes, but let's break it down. When you telling us this, this look at it from Dirk perspective. He crunk up a jury. He haven't said a word until we seen him, his lawyer speak for him during trial, and they explained their trial strategy. They explained it to a jury, right? They saying, hey, this is what's going on. This guy Vonnie went behind Dirk back, playing this whole thing. He already copped out to it. He was caught red-handed, and now he's trying to throw Dirk under the bus because he knows that they want Dirk. He's the bigger fish. He's the one that'll get him the less time. That only makes sense for someone trying to get themselves out of trouble. They're saying this to a jury. Now, what would make this snitching is if Dirk said, hey, let me holler at the prosecution. And then we work out a deal to where I get lesser time to testify and work with y'all on behalf of y'all to get Vonnie time for doing said crime. That's snitching. That's snitching. That's
Mm,
it. That's all. In this scenario,
mm.
that's
I can
what
see that.
Vonnie did. Vonnie said, hey, government, I'm gonna work with y'all to get Dirt. That's snitching. Dirt saying, nah, it ain't me, it's the nigga, y'all got the nigga. Telling it to the jury. He not setting Vonnie up to get no time. Shit, he already took the
Yeah,
plea.
he already took the plea. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you nigga, his time is gonna be. It's, so what the feds did is they made them plead guilty. They just haven't sentenced them yet because they preventing a little Woody.
Yeah, to make sure you don't try. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, your sentence gonna be based on your performance, nigga. So get up here and act a fool. You gonna get the life sentence you supposed to get. Get up here and do right. Cooperate for real. Then you gonna get the leniency you asked for. This is how they. That's how they playing Vonnie. But a
But
trial strategy.
even then, then if you point into Vonnie and saying he the mastermind, you still got the rest of these niggas saying, no, Dirk, you're the mastermind. We
It ain't it.
following behind you.
Well, okay. So, but you got Didi who is sitting next to Dirk, and another guy named Lindsay who's sitting next to Dirk going to trial also.
Yeah,
Jam said Didi was the guy that he met and he was on the phone with and did all these things to. Well, Dirk said I'm here with Didi on the phone. Didi not testifying to that. This nigga saying what he need to say to place Dirk in in the know, right?
but you don't think it's gonna look bad when Didi doesn't testify? Because if you're saying that this person is, if Jam is saying, yeah, me and Didi X, Y, and Z, and we say, okay, well, Didi, it's your turn to go testify and say that this man is lying, and then you don't say anything, don't you think from a
Well,
jury perspective, it's like, the shit must be true?
well, from when you stand in trial, when you on trial, it's your lawyer gonna say it's in your best interest to not testify.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we've seen in a lot of cases where that has actually hurt that actually hurt the person by
We
not
saw
testifying.
we saw one case where it hurt someone and it was Carmelo Anthony, and
I mean, we could say Tory
that's
Lanez. We could say Tory Lanez too.
well, yeah, but Tory Lanez would have had to admit to certain things. This is why it doesn't test you getting on the stand does not rectify the situation, right?
It just
It
opens
shows
the door for cross examination.
it does, and you don't want them to ask you certain questions because you probably can't answer those questions.
Yeah, you'd have to either plead the fifth or incriminate yourself.
And exactly, so you don't want to get up there, talking. it's best not. Sometimes it's best not to just not say nothing.
Yeah.
And those situations have occur, and people come out on the other side of that, on the victory side, winning. And it, because the co-defendants that's testifying, they just get made out to be liars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you're looking at it like that, because some jurors, once that co-defendant tell a lie, oh, they done with him. They
Yeah.
don't care about nothing else you say.
Yeah, because you've already shown you a lie.
You're a fucking liar. So why, if you lied about that, why would I believe anything about this?
Anything else? Yeah.
Because you can see the way they setting it up. He had to say that, yeah, I saw Dirk on the phone, or yeah, I heard him on the phone, right? And he know that we was there. Like he had to put Dirk in the know. If you just give his testimony without leave out the phone call in advance saying these are the fucking Marines or whatever, Navy SEALs or whatever he said. If you leave that out and then you leave out the call where Dirt says I'm here on a whole nother phone that you can't see, right? You're on a FaceTime call with a nigga on another phone. You said talking to another nigga and the nigga say I'm here, but you didn't see the phone or see the person that was saying I'm here.
Yeah.
So how you know that was him? You
Yeah, and
know,
that's why I said I don't think that's a good I don't think that's a good argument for them to even
bring
I feel
up.
like that's a good argument for Brian Steele to bring up because that sounds like just speculating to me. Like, I mean, you're not
Very
100% sure. You could say, oh, well, I know his voice. I mean, like, do you really though?
right. Like
Yeah.
sometimes when you talk to people, they just sound like other people. Like
Yeah.
if I put my brother on here, right? If he was here with me right now and I put him on the phone on this live, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference until you start to talk to us. Like if I tell him to say I'm here, you'll think that's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have a conversation with him, then you'll know it's not me because it'll be two different conversations.
Yep. Nah,
So
I feel that.
that's not a definite right there. That's some speculative shit. So, but if you remove those two things, then that removes Dirt from being in the know.
Yeah.
These are slick techniques. These are just slick. These sliders, what they call them, shit they slide in there. You know what I'm saying? To try to establish they narrative, if you will. And it's just it's a lot of loop. It's a lot of Brian Steele. I don't think they know who they playing with.
Yeah.
Or what? This is what I say about people. When and people like to give the feds these, sit them in this high pedestal. But that prosecutor, when they went to school, they might have been a C average student.
Nah, that's real though.
He just
That's
got a
real.
job. He's just good enough to get in the door with the feds. Motherfucker might have got C's the whole way through. But my lawyer got all A's. These are
And sometimes it be the other way around though. Sometimes it be like you be thinking that the A student is gonna kick ass, and that C student come in and wipe your ass off the board.
you're right, because sometimes books common sense is smarter than
Yep.
books.
Yeah. You could be a street smart, just smart in the streets and understand the logic and mindset of the client more than the prosecution does.
Yeah, and they book smart, straight A
That's a
student.
dangerous situation, boy.
Yeah, because now that you could trick the prosecution up because they're not witty enough, or they don't have the common sense to catch on.
Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they talking about.
So they had the gang expert up there too, so-called quote unquote gang expert, and he was wrong the whole time through. The way it's just the whole process is seeming a little fishy because you didn't record any of the interviews. Oh, well, you only recorded a limited amount of them, but you interviewed these people one jam over 30 times, but you only got a small portion of the
He has about
that's
I think out of the 30, he only had 3 or 4 recorded.
Yeah. So what did y'all do with the other 30? Was y'all coaching them?
Well, see, okay. Then when I went to go look, I seen that Jam had been cooperating since 2023, May of 2023. So I'm thinking the reason that you guys did not record those conversations was because he was giving y'all information that you didn't want on the record, but that you also needed to do what you needed to do. Because when he said the government, it's at the government's request, I was thinking, now why would the government not want to record certain conversations? But I get it though. Like we don't want to show our full hand, but we do need this information. And I know you won't talk and drop certain things if you know something's recorded. So look, I'm gonna take this recording off. We're not gonna record this. We just gonna have a conversation. This is technically an interview, but let's have a real nigga conversation. What the fuck going on? You know what I'm saying? It's not recorded. What the fuck going on? All right, man. This was going on. This
Okay, so
woo, 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 woo.
twin, who the fuck have real nigga conversations with the police?
Apparently Jam since 2023.
That's such a it's,
They said
but
after May 2023, the nigga been having quote unquote conversations. They want to call them interviews. I'm calling them conversations. You've been having real nigga conversations with the police.
yeah, but
That's
see, I
crazy.
think you know they're even though they're the federal government, they still have a procedure and what you call it. Um, they have guidelines that they have to stay within in order to make it right. Like you ever heard of fruit from a poisonous tree?
Yeah.
That's what this seems like. More like y'all was doing something y'all know y'all wasn't supposed to be doing, but when y'all was doing it right, that's when y'all decided to record.
I can
So
see
the,
that.
so
And
this is
that's a slippery slope to be on.
it is because that can get the whole thing throughout.
And I'm saying even for future cases, yeah, that's a dangerous game.
So it's a lot of mishandling and mismanaging with this situation that I think the defense got a great chance at beating this case. I do. Right now as well, from what we looking at that's in front of us, I think they got a good chance. I don't think Dirk is cooked as everybody wants him to be or thinks that he is.
See, and I don't want to say he's cooked because a lot of this it's like it's kind of hard because I understand this is just coming from niggas that have took plea deals, felons. I mean, they all have motive.
Yeah.
But the problem is the ones that are telling the same stories, and the ones that should be also telling, they don't want to say nothing. And the only person that's advocating or speaking for you is your lawyer. And I don't know how a jury would perceive that. Like, I don't know how they're gonna think of that, of saying like, well, everyone in the room is saying you're a bad person. The only person that's saying you're a good person is your lawyer.
Yeah,
You
but
know, I don't
anybody
know.
listen, twin, it's a lot of people that haven't been through a trial. Or if you just go back and just Google or just YouTube opening statements for prosecution, you could and every one of those videos, it's gonna have one thing in common. They're never gonna say anything nice about the guy on the other side of the table. They're gonna make they're gonna make that guy seem like he's the worst thing that fell out of vagina since Jesus split the Red Sea. That's just their tactic. So no one they already understand that this is a slander campaign, or they're not gonna say anything nice about this guy because they want him convicted. Your lawyer is the person to get up there and argue that you're not this person that they're trying to make you out to be. That's his job. So
But
people
I mean,
kind of
you have no witnesses to even speak on your behalf because all the witnesses are speaking against you. You see
well,
what I'm saying? Like you have all these people that are saying, "Okay, yeah, this murder that y'all are talking about, yeah, I was involved in it. He did it. Vonnie, yeah, I was involved in it. He did it. The other dude, yeah, I was involved in it. He did it. Now, who's
right.
gonna say you didn't do it, Dirk?
Yeah,
Nobody.
but these are all of the people that took that are gaining something from saying this.
I mean, but kind of wouldn't it? But I mean, is that really a bad like? Is that really kind of a motive? Because it's like, well, I'm really being
Yes.
rewarded for telling the truth.
No, it's like I'm gonna do life, and instead of me doing life, I'm gonna try not to do life, and whatever I need to do to not do life is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'll say whatever I need to say or whatever y'all want me to say.
Right. That's how I'm not. They're not being men because a man would not try to throw someone else under the bus and not own any of his responsibility for his actions.
I mean, but could you say that? Okay, so let me ask you a question. If Vonnie wanted to admit his doing, but not snitch on Dirk, how do you even go about that? Like, what do you say? Like, well, yeah, yeah, okay, I'll admit it. I did this part. Like, how do you admit to your wronging without dragging everybody else with you? At that point, you just can't admit to no wronging.
That's my point.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I have to, okay, so it's like this. If I know if my plea is life and I have to give information, I'll just crank the jury up. I'm done either way.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not I'm not just gonna give you my life. I'm not gonna go up here and say I'm guilty and the plea is life. No, I'm gonna just crank the jury up. I'm gonna make y'all waste y'all time and y'all money.
Yeah, not for real.
Because
Yeah, it's not my money shit.
why throw away why throw the why throw everybody away because of some things that I did that got us caught.
Nah, I'm with you
Because
on that.
that's what got you caught. You know what I'm saying? You got you caught, nigga.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
nothing.
they was saying he was they had went they said they when they got there, they rode in a sprinter to Walmart for hoodies and gloves.
Yeah.
Then y'all went to a car lot. And then that's when he said Vonnie gave him bad news, said they only had 3 guns. Like y'all niggas is doing this in public.
Yeah.
Like what
Yeah.
the fuck?
But see, let's just put it like this. In their environment, they probably would have got away with it.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
I think what threw them off is them not being in their environment. And that's what ultimately got them caught. Because like I said, everything the way Jam explained it, everything was last minute. Like come now. So there's no time for me to grab an extra set of clothes so that I can, you know, change clothes for after the mission is complete. Right?
Yeah,
So
nah.
there's no change. This is why when they go to the when they jump out the car, he got the same shoes on that they pulled up to the In and Out Burger in. Which is how they identified him.
Yeah, and that was done. Why did y'all get out the car? Y'all couldn't go through the drive through?
They could have went anywhere in America. You know what I'm saying? Like at
Yeah.
least at least change
Y'all didn't
clothes.
want to get back to the house and order pizza? You feel
Well,
me? Like something off camera?
first really the first mistake was renting a car
Yeah, for sure.
because anybody you gotta know there's a tracker on that car.
Well, that and you catching a flight, knowing you, cause Jam said one of the dudes couldn't go because he didn't have an ID. Man, I bet you that nigga sitting at home like, woo, I'm glad I ain't had no fucking ID.
Right, right.
Well,
But
I would have
see,
been caught up with you niggas.
Jam also said that he wasn't comfortable with doing it. It wasn't his beef, and he really didn't care about the whole situation.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah. He said I didn't have no I wasn't close enough like with the beef, so it wasn't personal. He like I didn't give a fuck about that.
but what gang violence is personal?
Well, I mean, in Chicago, yeah, it's personal.
Not
I mean,
technically.
because it's block against block, so I can
Yeah,
understand why he's saying it's not personal enough for me to fly across state lines to go get you, because we're used to just hitting each other block up right across the street from each other.
right. So it's not a lot of effort in that.
Yeah,
I
like
don't.
I don't. It's not personal, as in it wasn't enough. I didn't have enough hate to put in that effort to get on a plane and come get you. I'll just catch you when I see you at the corner store. Fuck it.
Yeah, but the problem with that also is anybody do anything to one of your own, you're there for to be in defense of that. You're because that's what he said the rule the oath of the gang was, or the get back shit was included in being, what you had to do to be a part of the gang. So this doesn't go for just the opposite side. If anybody do anything to any one of your members, you gonna feel the need to retaliate. So with that being a thing, then you already had an understanding as to why you doing this. You already this ain't no, oh, I wasn't close enough. Nah, nigga, you this what you been doing. Because I'm sure it was members that you didn't know that were slain or died to gun violence from the other side, and you went on that mission because they did something to your side, one of the people on your side. You didn't particularly know this guy. You just went because he was a part of the whole thing. So this
Mm.
this is why, you know it. This is why I'll be like, nigga, please do jury duty, because the only people that's gonna understand that mentality is one of us. But you know how niggas is, they don't want to do jury duty.
Nah, I feel that
You
because
know?
they not getting paid for that.
Well, not only are they not getting paid, it's just that it's not a thing that they're faced with. It's not a it's not a problem of theirs. You know how
Yeah,
niggas is. That ain't me. So
it
fuck
ain't
them.
my business. Yeah.
Right. So and I don't think that's a good mentality to go into it with, because you allow more of the people that don't understand this mentality to be a part of this thing that's gonna affect somebody your complexion, your own. But who am I?
Nah, I feel that.
Hopefully somebody hear this and it'll give them a different outlook on the whole thing. But for the most part, niggas don't do it because they feel like it ain't them and they don't understand the problem until it's sweeping or knocking at their front door.
Nah, I feel that.
Yep. So
They
everybody that's coming in, make sure y'all get on that like button, share this live. We are breaking down the Durk trial and OTF Jam testimony. Till we get into the bottom of it.
Nah, for real. I will say, see, after that, he also explained that they sat outside Rondo's location the day before Lil Pop and the shooting occurred. That night before, or that day before, they were supposed to end Quando Rondo at the hotel's location. He said that Duty Low arranged for a dispensary worker to tell Rondo that a delivery was coming, and when the rapper stepped outside, the group was gonna unalive him right there. But he said because the police cars were riding past,
They
they couldn't.
aborted mission.
They aborted the mission.
Right. So listen, this is another thing. People want to know why Duty Low isn't arrested. He's not arrested because they can't prove that it's a fact that he was on the phone with Duty Low. That's why Duty Low not arrested. They can see in situations like this, they try to create the story as close as possible to the. They're not gonna say it was random nigga that ain't never around doing this shit. They gotta say somebody that's closely within the circle. They gotta throw that name in there so that it'll make it seem believable. People would believe that Duty Low is his name Low. Is that stand for location? Do
Yeah, yeah.
the
They
low.
say they be saying he be. Yeah, they say he always got the location.
So it's just a more a part of the believability to make the story seem more real and accurate. But they can't technically prove that he was doing that because if they could, his ass would be right in court with him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's
Oh,
sitting outside.
yeah, speaking of Duty Low and his antics, he need to chill.
Yeah.
All trying to run up on India, give her hugs and shit. Leave that man woman alone.
Yeah. Get out that
Where
woman's
is yeah, where is your girlfriend? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got something to say to her, nigga, send your girlfriend. Do not try to go up there on some impersonal shit. Like y'all just really cool like that, or we really family, nigga. You making her a part of this whole shit that y'all got going. The nigga shit.
Yeah, she don't want to. Like I say, man, I wouldn't trust any of you. So I don't want to hug up none of you. I don't know who to believe anymore. Cause Jam just said how shit. If I'm India, I'm like, damn, you just said my nigga looked out for you, took care of you, and you still snitching. Man, I don't want to hug none of y'all. I don't trust none of y'all.
Not only that, the feds probably think she knows something. So you don't want to make her hot trying to, be in that lady's face like so. Just leave that lady alone, man. You acting like a glorified store runner. You
And
acting like
yeah, he gotta he gotta put on. He feel like he gotta put on for Dirk while he gone, and all that other stuff. Hey, them be the niggas that take your spot when you gone, low key.
but them niggas trying to get up in India, be stepdaddy, go from uncle
Yeah.
they go from
All of a sudden,
uncle to
yeah.
stepdaddy.
Motherfucker keep coming around. All of a sudden, he the new Dirk and shit. Y'all better, man. You gotta watch them type of niggas, man. Cause somebody
Right.
got to step up if this go left.
Yeah, uncles do become stepdaddies,
Yeah,
but
it
that's
happened.
it does happen, and I don't think he really mean no harm by it. I just think he just need to think before he move a little bit more when it
I
comes
mean, he
to
don't mean no harm by it, but the internet gonna make it into something that is not.
every time.
Every time. You know how that shit go.
Yeah, but those of us that know, what the internet do, we don't tend to feed into, you know, the speculation.
Yeah. I
Unless
really
it's
want. I want to say I really do want to understand like what made Jam just be like, because I'm listening to this protocol that they have of, we follow the leader, we'll die for the nation, we'll do all that. If you've lived by this for so long, what now is making you just, I don't know, making you go back on everything that you stood for? Like, what is it? Because you don't want to go back to jail? Is that what it
uh,
is?
I think his rationale was this guy telling, so I might as well.
Yeah, they already throwing me under the bus.
Or it might not have been that. It might have just been more of shit. I'm gonna just go this way because he went this way. If he went this way, shit, I'm gone. I don't know. But he was already gone because he had the red shoes on.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with the feds, you have to really fight. Because he said his gun shot twice and it jammed up.
Yeah.
So I would be more so along the lines like my bullets didn't kill him, right?
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I'm with you.
So don't charge me with no murder shit.
That I would have, yeah, I would have been on the same thing.
Yeah, you just have
Like
to
I
fight.
wouldn't, yeah,
You really have to fight these people. This lead. Not to go off topic, but just looking at the Pooh Shiesty situation, he locked up for kidnapping and all of this other shit, but he never said. Somebody else blurted out, "You ain't going nowhere." That was somebody else said that. That wasn't Pooh Shiesty.
yeah,
And for the guy pulling out the Draco, it's more like shit. I ain't know what he was on, so shit. I upped on him. What up? This Gucci we talking about? He bigger than me.
Yeah.
So you have to really fight for your position in what took place. Like, no, I didn't do none of that. Like, I didn't pull no gun. I didn't,
Because
and without
your perception is a hell of a thing.
exactly perception can become truth depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah, especially if you know if you know how to, you see what I'm saying? If you know, if I know how you perceive it, let me try to undo what you perceive, is the case. And that's why, even in that case, I feel like that's going to be an interesting case too, because it is all in some way perception.
It is. It is. It's how you perceive it. And that's how you have to fight the Fed. You just have to fight these people. They're not the end all be all of law enforcement. They're just not. And for people that believe that, it's just kind of mind boggling to me because it's almost like no matter what happens, you're just going to be like, oh, you got me. You charged me with it. You got me. No, you don't have me. And even if they do have you,
They
your
don't.
plea, you're, right. I mean, you have a way out, without being a cooperative. But like I say, it's accountability is being a man and standing on the decisions that you make and understanding what you're doing at the time and know it. It's almost like people don't think things all the way through like they should,
Yeah.
and they just doing whatever because they just some whatever type of people until faced with consequences.
And see, and that's why I said it blows my mind, because it's like, okay, yo, street niggas, criminals, pay attention to these cases. Do you really want a jury of your peers? Look how dumb some of these motherfuckers are. Like, look how just where they minds is. Do you really, really want your life in the hands of these type of motherfucking people?
Exactly.
That shit should
And
make you rethink. Like, damn, do I really want to take it to trial, knowing the way society thinks? That shit,
well,
man, I
no,
don't
do
know.
I really want to have people participate? It'll change the way I select the people that participate with me,
That part.
or not have any participants at all,
That part.
because
That part.
it's so much, it's so many men out here that just can't say, you know what, I was wrong for that, or yeah, that was my fault, or just accept accountability and move on, and correct the behavior, right? Your, even if your life is at stake, because at this junction right here, people's lives are at stake, and people don't want to like miss out on life because if they got somebody else to serve up, and that's what it is. I'm blaming everybody else because I fucked up. That's what this looked like
Yeah. Yeah. Because
when you
it's painting this, even then it's like, Jam, you a grown ass man talking about, well, and okay, I put it like this. I feel him on the point of, okay, y'all said y'all needed me. I didn't ask no questions. I did what I had to do. Like, I pulled up, and then y'all tell me afterwards, after I already get there, oh yeah, you finna go unalive somebody. So I could understand where your frustration is of saying like, well, damn, y'all could have told me what I was signing up before I signed up for it. But at the same time, like, nigga, you had already been doing this shit anyway. So it's
right.
like now it's kind of too late to. I don't know.
Listen,
It's too late for all that now, in my
this is
opinion.
well, this is what I'm gonna say about that. He's trying to act like he doesn't have an opinion. With hey, twin, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Say, twin, can you hear me? Can you hear? Yo, I got both of y'all on the stage. Can you hear me?
All right, can you hear me now?
Say something.
Yeah, can you hear me? Mic check 1 2.
Hold on, let me see if I can fix it.
All right, can you hear me?
Hold on, it's on me. Let me fix it.
Oh, okay.
Say something.
Yeah, can you hear me?
All right, hold on. Stay right where you at. All right. I think I got you now.
All right, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell just happened to stream. I should just.
Nah, that was me. that
Oh, okay. I was like, it just cut out of nowhere.
was me. It's we back now. I kind of lost my point. What was we saying?
What I was talking about. Well, the last thing we was talking about was a jury of your peers. Um, and you were saying like be more mindful about
Yeah,
who you taking on
who you
these.
take with you?
Yeah.
Now I was finna make a great point. I just lost where we was at. But anyway, we can move right along though. I think
Oh, I think no. I'm sorry. The last thing we were talking about was Jam having a choice.
oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
Detroit.
yeah,
He's a high ranking member. So his word does hold weight. All of that, if I don't, I have to do it, and I can't say no. All of that is out the window when you rank as high as he is in that game.
yeah,
When you talk about a minister, what does a minister do?
yeah.
So your word, that means your word hold weight. So if he didn't want to do it, he could have said, "No, we ain't doing this. This too hot." Same way they said it was too hot when the police was riding by the hotel they was parked at when they was finna do it then.
Nah, it is. It's one. It's a high ranking. Yeah.
But he said that he
Especially,
should.
especially you being over a specific group. You see what I'm saying? You like the leader, damn near.
You up there?
Because also, wasn't it that's why I say I don't know if he's allowed to. Well, I don't know. This probably wouldn't be a good strategy, but from what we do know, in the other case of this, I think it was Stefan Mack. They were saying how the money was going through Jam at one point. Like I don't know, I can't remember if specifically Jam was giving the money, but it was like Jam was the voice of. I think he said he slipped up and told him like it was supposed to be this amount when they only got that amount, and that's kind of how things got rifted. But everything was like Jam was like the big dog that they was communicating with. So, and I'm sure Brian Steele's not going to bring that up because then we're not trying to bring up other murders while we're trying to defend my client for a murder right now. But that even speaks to like you was a leader, like you said, like you was in charge of one point in time. Like niggas is running through you. So this whole argument, like, well, I was forced to do this, I was forced to do that. It's kind of like, so why you didn't have one of your younger homies do it like you was doing any other, like, you know what I mean? Like you had them doing any other drill.
Yeah, it makes sense. What doesn't make sense is you saying that if you said no or didn't do it or didn't go through with it, that your life was in danger. I don't believe that to be the case, because if y'all pulled up to that hotel to do it, you identified police cars coming past and you said that, oh, it's too hot to do it. You could have said that in that time too. So you can't say you couldn't say no. You just couldn't say no. You wouldn't do it at all, right? You couldn't say no with no valid reason. And I think,
Yeah, and that's why I'm curious about this Booney Mo, because it sounded kind of like he was requested, uh like he was requested, like from Dirk. I feel like that's what he's trying to say. Like, well, Dirk requested me, that's why I couldn't say no. But that's why I say he didn't say it that way. But I see where he's trying to, like, if you pay attention, it's like he'll be direct about certain things, but kind of be very broad about other things, so that those other things don't get addressed. Like you throwing out, well, I felt I obligated to do it because I'm already here. And in Chicago, if you don't follow through, like they'll kill you. That's a very, like, you know what I mean? Like, where, that's a very broad statement. Like, who's going to kill you? Was it Dirk that's going to kill you? Like, those are things you threw out there that it's kind of like, I hope Brian still kind of picks apart those things. Like, when you say those things, like in Chicago, what part of Chicago? Who specifically? Can you give me an example of when that was the case? And the example you give me, has it been verified through court documents before? Like, you're throwing these big type of things, these mob style accusations out. If I'm Dirk's attorney, like we need to kind of get down to it, because I could easily be like, I think you're exaggerating some of these stories.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't think anybody gonna believe anything come out of Jam mouth after the defense had a chance at it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be a hard sell after that. But you know they're gonna have a chance to redirect and everything, and try to stamp their narrative after the defense had they argument or their examination. So
Yeah, I'm looking at the updates now. They're finishing the prosecution is finishing up with
no problem.
Jam's testimony, and they said either after the first break or lunch is when the cross examination should be starting.
All right. So what we gonna do is we gonna end this live, and we gonna get the updates on what the defense attorneys how they examination go and we're gonna come back and break that down. I appreciate you, twin, for coming up, spending
Nah,
your
for
time with
sure.
me.
Let me know.
We're gonna definitely get back into it a little bit later tonight or tomorrow morning.